So here we are back at the beautiful Bowie State University. Tonight we got Winston-Salem State. We really need this game, especially once again after a disappointing showing versus Claflin at Claflin. Now we got Winston-Salem State at home in the men's-women's doubleheader. So, of course, I had to pop out, but that's not why we're live today. Today we are live because we are discussing the debacle by the beach. Yes, that's what I'm calling it. The debacle by the beach. Johnson C. Smith. Johnson C. Smith goes out there in Florida, and they only mustered 10 points, and quite frankly, the offense was offensive. I mean, let's start off with the play calling. First of all, the play calling in this game did not make any sense. You could see through the stream that it was pouring down rain. Not only could they not run the ball, they really didn't even attempt to run the ball. It was clear very early on that the offensive game plan was not going to be effective and that they were going to have a struggle to score points. And that's exactly what happened. It's the irony, because I was the one that said, look, we don't need Fayetteville State down there with their 8 points per game. But honestly, that's basically the same output that we got from Johnson C. Smith. Man, it was clear at halftime that, unless they score on defense, they're in trouble. And once Fayetteville State got that big play in the third quarter, that quick touchdown down the sideline, once they got that, it was like, oh, yeah. I don't see Johnson C. Smith being able to score enough points to win this game. 10 total points. Man. But what I will say is, hey, this was a very good first Beach Bowl in terms of the viewership. I think I saw a graphic from HBCU Plus that it had over 700,000 viewers, so that was good. Going forward, I would like to see maybe some improvements on the stream in terms of the quality, and really I think that's going to be determined by the quality of the app. So hopefully that comes to be, and then hopefully, next year, I think they got to be more intentional about the teams that they pick. Because that's one thing about the Celebration Bowl. The Celebration Bowl is the two best teams in both conferences. Now, the Beach Bowl probably won't be the two best teams just because teams are going to go to the playoffs more than likely. But even if it's not the two best teams, you still have to pick the two best teams that are left. Like, if we're just being fair and honest, Johnson C. Smith was not the second best or the third best team, or maybe even the fourth best team in the CIAA. And I understand maybe you were picking for markets, but I'm just if we keeping it all the way real, if you look at the actual attendance, despite which markets you were going after, it didn't make much of a difference in terms of attendance. So it was like, what really, so hopefully going forward, they pick the best teams. And here's the thing. If they really want this to really be a success, they have to announce early that, yes, we're going to do this again. Yes, it's going to be at this date, at this time, at this place. And honestly, it would definitely help if they didn't do it in the middle of the week, but on the weekend. Those are the things that have to happen. They have to announce that they're going to do it again early. They have to give out the details early. They have to try and move it to a weekend. And truth be told, it's Division II, so you could probably have it earlier. More than, like, real talk, you don't have to wait until the middle of December, like the first weekend or the second weekend in December to have it. You could have it, like, earlier. Like, it should be, like, no later than the first weekend in December. That's when it should happen. You don't have to, like, this is not Division I where the SWAC and the MEAC, they're playing 11, 12 games. No, we're playing 10 games. 10-game season. It's done before Thanksgiving. Almost basically everybody is done before Thanksgiving. So you don't have to wait, have it earlier. It's Division 2. Have it earlier, have it on the weekend, announce everything earlier, and really pick the two teams that are going to give the best matchup. Like if you look at the Celebration Bowl with Howard and FAMU, that's a very good match. I know you could argue that maybe it should have been Central, but hey, it's one thing for it to be FAMU versus Howard, and you argue about whether it should have been Central. It's a whole other thing for it to be like a let me think, it's like Texas Southern versus South Carolina State. See, that's different. And that's pretty much what we got from the Beach Bowl. It was like two middle of the pack teams. And it's kind of like, okay. So, but anyway, shout out to Fort Valley State. Honestly, man, I'm glad it's over because truth be told, man, I was tired. I was tired of rooting for another CIAA team in the first place. I really was. I was that CIAA unity was really starting to get on my nerves because I ain't really trying to root for But now that that's over, I can go back to not paying Johnson C. Smith hardly any attention. No shade to them, but at Bowie we really don't play them hardly ever. So, yeah. And like I said, hey, that was Fort Valley State beat the CIAA South. Let's keep that clear. They beat the South. There was 3 teams in the North that probably should have went in. But hey, it is what it is.